Roughly 70% of American consumers use credit cards for purchases. That's according to creditcard.com. Many people find it easier to swipe than to pull out and count out dollar bills. And despite all the horror stories associated with plastic, credit cards can actually be a benefit and in some ways a necessity.
It's hard to find someone without one.
How many credit cards do you own?
3.
Possess probably 7.
With the world leaning more and more toward going cashless,
I think it's easier. I can do a lot of things online.
I swipe it.
credit cards are sort of a necessary evil.
As odd as it may sound, we recommend like a credit card for building credit history.
Brandy Coffey is a credit counselor in St. Charles. She's debt-free.
We own our cars, we own our home.
And yet she still uses plastic.
Because if we were to stop using them, our credit score would drop. Because we would have no payment history.
So if you're going to have one, find one that can do something for you.
Rewards, you can use your credit cards for rewards or miles.
When shopping for the best card, be careful about the number of times you apply for one.
Do not apply for a lot of credit card and go credit card shopping at one time because your score is going to drop. I would not pull your credit more than 2 to 3 times, and that would probably be a lot.
Of course, there is another downside to credit cards. The side that gets you into trouble for overextending yourself.
That's why I use the debit cards and not the credit cards. The debit cards come straight out of my account. If the money's not there, I can't use them.
Brandy offers this advice for keeping your cards from ruining your life.
Don't buy anything that you are not able to pay off by the time that bill comes in. You want those credit cards to be at 30% or below of their limit.
Yes, it is possible to live in harmony with credit cards.
There are a lot of different ways credit cards can be an actual good thing.
The bottom line is to be responsible.
Use common sense.
Great advice there.
Yeah, but not everybody has common sense, though.
You're looking at one of those people.
No,
Just kidding.
you've got it.
One other benefit of having a credit card is the ability to have a go-to in case of any emergency, but Brandy advises against using your credit card as a loan. In other words, don't spend more than you could pay back.
Okay, so during the story, we were talking about how many credit cards we have. You said you have.
I have one credit card, one debit card, because I'm a spender. And so that way it keeps me in check.
Right. I have 2 credit cards and 1 debit, but I really only use one of the credit cards.
Yeah. But in some ways you got to have them, especially if you travel.
Yes.
For renting cars, hotels, and things like that.
Yeah, and you know, you can get points and everything.
So true.
Well,